So this is going to be a part 2 of what if Danzo took/adopted Naruto. Sorry if you hear background noise. Please comment saying something about this. So we're going to. So give me a second to think. So, sorry if you see notifications pop up. So someone commented last time that I was forgetting some. And I'm gonna add one more. I'm gonna add those. So it's bone release. You know the guy that can turn into water? Put his name in the description. The guy that can turn into water. Bone release. Crystal release. And the Byakugan. I'm giving him those four. So in total, he has Uchiha, Senju, Namikaze, Uzumaki. He has Crystal, Bone, Byakugan, and that water transparent thing. That's what I'm gonna do, and so I'm gonna come back where we left off. We left off where Danzo, Naruto is 8 right now. I know, you're like, oh, well, he has to. Yeah, he kinda does have to go to the academy, but he kinda doesn't. See, Danzo's gonna reveal he found him, but Danzo's also going to ask for him not to be put in the academy and be put under his care. He goes tell Hiruzen, and Hiruzen's not having it. And so Hiruzen's like, no, he will go to the academy. Minato never liked your root organization. And Danzo didn't show emotion like he normally does. But then he's like, fine, I call council meeting. Because council members would side with Danzo. Because having the Jinchuriki under their control is better. And so, Hiruzen knows this, but he can't deny the request. So, the council meeting happens. A Root Anbu member, we're going to say Sai, is right now teaching Naruto some taijutsu. That's what they're doing to pass the time. And so, Naruto, council agrees with Danzo to him teach Nine Tails Jinchuriki so it can be under their control. Hiruzen doesn't like this, but he can't do anything if the council already has decided. And so, when he comes back, he sees Sai on the ground, almost about to get 4 trigrams, 8 palms, right to his gut. So Naruto had the one Tomoe, and Bakugan Eyes activated. No, those were and then he sees the crystal sword and a bone sword. And then some Uzumaki chains coming. Well, actually, I've seen in every series that Uzumaki and Namikaze. So I'm going to fix that. Let's just say they took all the Namikaze out. So they would have 5 in total. Senju, Sharingan, Bakugan, No, they actually have 6. The water, the crystal, and the bone. And then he sees a wood-style pillar holding him down. And Danzo is like, that's enough. So Naruto just releases the wood pillar, running up to Danzo. Like I said before, Danzo was a fatherly figure to Naruto. And in this, I'm making Danzo nice. But there's also going to be a tragic thing happening. So, Sasuke has unlocked the 2 Tomoe. And he's just sparring. He's the top of his class, right? And they get out of the academy at 12. So we're doing a 3-year time skip. Now Sasuke has not unlocked the 3 Tomoe yet. Just the 2 Tomoe in each eye. And he's gotten Fire Style Fireball Jutsu, Phoenix Flower Jutsu, and should Lightning Blade. No, he doesn't get Lightning Blade. So he just has 2 Fire Style Jutsus, which is really impressive for an 11-year-old. And so, but Naruto, everything's just the same. But Naruto has the 3 Tomoe in each eye, Bakugan. So it's like the Bakugan in each eye, but also has the totems. So it's white with some red totems. Well, no, with black totems. He hasn't mastered it. He doesn't know Wood Dragon and Wood Golem and 100 Blazing Fist. The wood style. But he's mastered, he can control wood with ease. Because of the scroll ceiling. And his crystal release is mastered. And his bone release is mastered. He can evaporate to water whenever he wants, so that's mastered. And the Bakugan is not mastered, nor is the Sharingan. Now, Danzo's getting older. He's like 82. And since he's 82, Danzo's like, I'm going to die soon, but I want you to inherit this. As he unlatches his arm, showing the Sharingans. And he's like, and he unbandaged the one in his eye. And he's saying, you will be given all of my Sharingans and implanted in your arm. Now, I need Naruto to be OP. He's the reincarnation. No, actually, there's no reincarnations of Inja and Ashura. If I said that in the last part, I'm sorry. No, it's just Sasuke's naturally growing. And so, Sasuke, Naruto's like, but you won't die anywhere soon, father. And then he chuckles, because he has not been like putting all the hard will, punching him, beating him up if he hasn't done something good. He's just been regular to him. Now he has a whole nother arm he could have full of the Sharingans. But he doesn't do this because he needs one arm open at all times. That's a fact you need to know for later. Naruto's starting to look like Danzo. Let me pull up a picture of him. Be right back. I can't find it. But just imagine the shirt and everything on Naruto. Now, Naruto obviously does not have to have the Sharingans always active because he has Uchiha blood, so he can deactivate them at any time. Now, he has normal blue eyes like always. But Danzo has been teaching him all the jutsus he knows with the Sharingan. He's mastered all of the jutsus he knows. So, Danzo knows a lot of jutsus. And I'm even going to add in Majestic Destroyer Flame. Because, fire style. And Danzo's now, paving the road for Naruto. He's going to be the next Danzo of the Root Anbu. When Danzo dies, of course. Hiruzen actually wants to do an executioner plan on Danzo. Hiruzen's not all this happy because Danzo's literally taken Naruto from him. Hiruzen knows what he's been doing. And so, Sasuke isn't that sad because he does actually have a family. And so, Sasuke goes home. And then Hiruzen plans to attack while it's dark. Hiruzen grabs all of his Anbu. They go. And the root. No Anbu members were on because Danzo just wanted to be with Naruto. Plot convenience. And Hiruzen's actually the only one because he saw there was no Anbu. So he's like, I'll be able to take care of this. And so he told the rest to go on. And it's about to be 12. And then Danzo was just talking about enrolling him in the academy, saying, he worked with me, he has amazing skills. So they're talking, and then Hiruzen goes, mud style, fire style. So he shoots out mud, and he shoots out mud, and then he shoots out fireball jutsu. And they both, Naruto backflips, and so does Danzo. Now, Danzo isn't, he wasn't ready for this. And Hiruzen pulls out his monkey staff, and he increases the length and slices off Danzo's arm. With the one with the Sharingans. Danzo screams in pain. As then Naruto grabs the arm, asking, Father, what do you want me to do with this? Scared voice. Danzo's like, run. Go into the secret room. And then he pulls out his Sharingan eye, because he knows he ain't gonna win this. And he gives it to Naruto. And Naruto dashes. You can't even see him. He's like a blur. To the Uchiha Eyes room. And he sticks them all in the jars. And then there's a little button on it saying, he's going to shrink this. He's taking out the Sharingans and putting them in its own test tube. Now you're maybe asking, how would Naruto get the Sharingans in his arm? Well, we're doing, the partial advancement jutsu. Danzo's figured out a way to control that and make anything smaller or bigger as he wants. So, the eyes fit perfectly when he's going to implant them. But he doesn't know to do this until he opens up a drawer. But Hiruzen's like, fool. I'm making Hiruzen kind of evil because his intentions were evil. And he's like, Danzo, give the kid to me. Because he wants to make Minato happy of him. Danzo's like, over my dead body. and he pulls out kunai, increasing it with air like a sword. Danzo knows what's going to happen, so he just prepares a fighting stance. As then, Hiruzen summons the monkey king, the monkey that he has in the normal Naruto anime. And the monkey just destroys Danzo. But his clothes were, like, the arm on the clothes were just okay. The arm that got cut off was, the shirt part of that was damaged really badly. And his clothes were all ripped up. And after a couple hours of Danzo's dead, Hiruzen tries looking for Naruto, but no prevail. So he gives up the night and is just waiting for him to come out. So he goes back to Hokage office. And they're like, why is he so evil in this? He thought Danzo was planning on using the Nine Tails power for himself and controlling the village by fear. So he took actions. No one's seen it, though, because all of the Anbu were asleep. And so Naruto is putting all the 3 Tomoes in his arm. And there's two Tomoes in the next arm. Because there was a lot of Uchihas. If you don't expect him to have extras, then you're crazy. But after he plants all of them in his arm, they fit just right, apparently. But it looks like they aren't even there because the eyes are closed. So you can't see them. Just because of plot. And so he has the ability where he can overwrite his destiny. He can overwrite his killed destiny. No, let's just say he had the one arm. He's going to be like Danzo. He had the one arm free, and the one arm filled with Sharingan. Now, if he takes one chakra food pill, the Sharingan's activate again. But it puts such a strain on his body, as he has to train with them. It's going to take a while. As he goes out and he sees Danzo. Danzo is lying there. Dead. Bloody. No mercy. Stabbed 50 times in the gut. Naruto starts to cry. Remember, he had the 3 Tomoe. And then his eyes start to swirl. And his arms start to swirl. Let me find a picture of what his Sharingan's going to look like. Okay, so we're recording again. His Mangekyou is going to be like Shin's. Shin never died. I mean, he never existed. Shin never existed. And all of them change into Shin, especially Shisui's. Well, no, yeah, Shisui's actually stays his Mangekyou. And that one's right in the middle of his chest for maximum effect. And so he's crying, and then it spins into this Shin Mangekyou. It puts such a strain on his body. He can't handle it. It's too much power. And so he faints. And now the root wake him up. He's wearing Danzo's clothing. Let me just get back to that real quick. Hold on. Sorry. He's wearing Danzo's clothing. So imagine that not ripped. They wake the child up because they actually liked the child. He was a nice addition to them. He was like the goodness of their hearts. They were hoping he's not dead. He wakes up with a migraine. How? What happened? And then he's like, Father, no! And so his father's dead. the Anbu are saddened. But then there's a note on him in his right sleeve. And so Naruto opens the letter saying, "Dear Naruto, I know you were if you're reading this, I'm dead. And if I'm dead, that means the Root Anbu members are going to be saddened. No, they won't. Never mind. And if I'm dead, that means you have full control over my Root Anbu members. Like I said before, he's going to be control over the Root Anbu. Now, I'm sorry I had to die so soon, but Hiruzen was getting close to me, and I just couldn't let you do that. I need you to gain more power, so I let him kill me, hoping that you one day would grow up, not to be like me, but to have hard training, and train my Root Anbu members." And Naruto starts crying on the paper, as the Root Anbu members look at this and said, "What shall we do, Lord Naruto?" Naruto's like, "Spar until you run out of energy." So like, "Yes, Lord Naruto." Naruto's like, and then at the end of it, there's just little notes saying, there's this little card. It's like, this is from Danzo. You immediately get in as Genin? Yeah, Genin shooting. Yeah, Genin. As he's like, "I have to go to school real quick." Now, Naruto teleports out of there. He's at the school. As Iruka sees Naruto crying, but he doesn't mind it because, it's just a child. Maybe he got upset, but Iruka has a class to deal with. As then he goes to the sparring matches. Sasuke looks over, and Kiba stops because he knew Sasuke wouldn't just disregard him like that without reason. And then Naruto goes to Iruka, and they see he's wearing exactly like Lord Danzo's clothing. Or Danzo, one of the elders. And so Iruka gets curious, saying, "What is this?" And he takes out the pocket from his shirt, and he gives it to Iruka. Iruka reads this. I know it's episode 2, we're not even going into the wave arc, but be patient with me. And so Iruka's like, "Oh, we have a new classmate today. You guys finish up your test exams, and we will." He doesn't have to do them. Lord Danzo sent this note saying he's surpassed one of the Anbu members. As then Iruka's like, "Okay, just take your seat with the rest of the graduates," giving him a headband. Now, if you know where Danzo kept his Hokage hat, that's where he keeps his, because he's not going to wear it. As it's just hanging off the bottom half of that. As Hiruzen sees that Naruto he's putting up a charade saying he's happy and all that, but and then Hiruzen doesn't look twice at this because he thought Danzo probably did really bad things, so he's probably happy Danzo is gone. And so he just goes back to his office work. As then Iruka says, "So all the 12 Genin from the normal anime passed. And then all the teams are same, except Sakura." Let me change that. 11 out of the 12 of the things passed. Sakura did not pass. Because he was asking if Sai could be on Naruto's squad. And since Sakura didn't pass, he needs someone on Team 7. So he asked the Hokage-sama. will you let Sai be on my team? I know he's part of the army, but he technically never did pass. Because in this, he never did. And so Hiruzen's like, fine. He can be on your squad. No, never mind. Sakura is normal. As no one likes the new kid. Other Choji and Shikamaru don't mind. And Sasuke, Team 7. Okay, all the teams are the same. You should watch the anime. And so, since all the teams are the same, all the team comes except Team 7. And Naruto has that no expression look. Looking like he doesn't care. As then Kakashi walks in. Surprised he has Naruto. Because Naruto was one of Lord Danzo's person. Naruto has everything. He has the eyes and all the stuff. But they're closed, so they look normal. And they see slits, but they think, it's probably where Danzo cut him. Danzo did say, if you want the Sharingans in your arm, I might have to cut some spots where they can fit in. Danzo completely locked off the Kyuubi until Naruto was ready with the Sharingans. So Kyuubi can't do anything. So then Naruto got slits on his arms. He winced kind of, but he was used to the pain. Because he has training every day. As Naruto, they just think that's where he cut him every time. And so Kakashi walks in saying, my first impression on all of you is, I hate you all. As Sasuke gets this angry look, and Sakura just does the same. Naruto, on the other hand, has no expression. And he's like, meet me up on the roof in 5 minutes. As Naruto teleports to the roof. This is going to be OP Naruto. And then Kakashi teleports. Noticing that he was there for a couple more seconds. And so when Naruto became, he's like, wow kid, you got some tense speed. As Naruto just looks at him with no expression. And Kakashi noticed this, but he just poofs it away. He's like, whatever. He has his normal eyes out because he can deactivate them. That's what I'm doing with the Byakugan and all that. As then, Naruto is sad, but then after 5 minutes, Sasuke was like, you brat, how'd you do that? And Naruto just ignored him. And then Sasuke activated his 2 Tomoe, going after him. And Naruto barely dodged because it is the Sharingan. And then he hit, and then he swiftly pulled out a Saban, butchered the name, shoved in his back in the spine where he can't move anymore. As in Sasuke can't move at all. As in Sakura's like, what'd you do to him? And he's like, stop being so weak, Sakura. If you cannot understand one type of simple ninjutsu, I don't have time for you. As in he pulls out the Senbon needle really fast, hurting him but not killing him, and then shoves it back up in his sleeve. As then Sasuke goes to sit down next to Sakura, and Naruto's just far away from them. As then Naruto noticed that Kakashi says, okay, you're going to tell me your likes, dislikes, and goals and dreams. Goals and dreams, whatever. Dreams. And then Sakura goes first. The same thing. My likes are, looks at Sasuke. My goals are, looks at Sasuke. My dreams are, looks at Sasuke, blushing a lot. And I forgot she added this or not in the regular anime, but she says, and my dislikes is Naruto. As he looks over at Naruto, and he still has no facial expression, like Danzo. As then Sasuke goes first. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. And my likes are few. My dislikes are many. All the same stuff. Naruto, your turn. And he's like, my name is Naruto. And do you have a last name, Naruto? And he's like, no. I'm doing this because I don't know how to pronounce Danzo's last name. So he's like, okay. My likes, there are none. No, my likes are my Anbu friends. Because he's just flat out saying this. My dislikes are annoying people and weak people. My goals is just to be like my father, Danzo. He says this. Kakashi puts that in his mind, keeps it there, locked up. As then, Kakashi's like, okay, come to training ground tomorrow, and I will tell you what you need to do. Do not eat. As then he teleports away, and he's like, pulls out a few food pills, pops one in his mouth, crunching it, and then he just walks home, which is the route. As Naruto feels like he deserves Danzo's throne, because that's what he also put his name. So he sits on his throne. It's not big enough for him yet. I mean, it's not. He's too small for it now, but he will grow into it. As in the root members say, Naruto, how was your first day? And Naruto's like, oh, boring. They're not as strong as you guys. As then, one of the it was a kid in his Anbu, because she had this special Genkai. And it's gonna be like, there was 2 last living, ice wielders, but, they never told her. And they're the same age, and he's like, and then, one of the Anbu, her name is, give me good girl names. And she's like, can we spar? As Naruto's like, fine. And he just activate his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. As he won't have an Eternal. Because, he's not going to have an Eternal. Because Shin didn't have an Eternal. If he did, put it down. And I'm going to do this in an hour. They battle. Naruto shoots bone bullets out of his fingers. As there's 5 medical ninjas coming out. And then she does the one-hand signed ice mirrors. As they hit the ice mirrors, barely going through, but not enough force, so they just dent her. She's like, ow. And he's like, you need stronger at your ice release. And then she's like, yes, Lord Naruto. And he's like, what have I guys told you before? Just call me Naruto. I'm not as stingy as my father was. As then she puts blinding speeds of ice shurikens, because she was getting the same training as Naruto. Naruto's at like Might Guy level. And then he dodges because of his 3 Tomoe, so they look like they're just throwing in slow motion. So then Naruto is like, Crystal, bow! And he shoots he's like, Crystal shurikens. He throws 50 shurikens. And then she can't dodge all of them. She dodges 47, but 3 hit her in vital points, making her fall down to the ground. Then she was like, ouch. She didn't cry though, because she was taught not to cry like Naruto. Then he puts all 5 medical ninjutsus on her, trying to heal it up real fast. This is going to be my crush, my 2, because I want to do, unless you have a better one. I'll look at the comments, see if there's a better one or no. Then Naruto's like, you need to get better. He can activate the Byakugan whenever he wanted. So like if he's going into strict taijutsu battle, he would activate the Bakugan and the 3 Tomoes. But if he's just doing ninjutsu, there's no point in seeing the chakra points, because he knows where vital points are. And so he goes and he sleeps in the master bedroom. It's humongous. It's probably big as, I think, 3 hotel rooms combined. It's pretty big. With a King XL large bed. So it's humongous. No, we're just going to have it as big as 2 hotel rooms. So it has enough space. And it has a very comfortable bed. Everyone has a comfortable bed now. And it's just all of that. And so, next morning, as he goes to the ramen shop and orders 5 miso ramens, he pays them, leaves the 5 yen tip, and then eats his food, teleports back to the hideout, and says, wakey wakey, everyone wakes. And they're like, good morning, Naruto. He's like, thank you for calling me that this time. You all will be training. Tomorrow, you will have a free day, and then the day after that, you'll do some missions. They're like, okay, sir. And so they start training even more. And then Naruto's like, time to go to training ground 7. He goes at 9:30 when Kakashi would arrive. They arrive at the same time. Sakura's yelling at them, why are you too late? And they're just like, Kakashi says, I was lost on the path of life. Naruto says, I knew he would be late, so I'm going to be late. Kakashi takes interest in this. Oh, flashback, I forgot to tell. They all the Rookie 12 actually get in as normal. And he's like, Kakashi, I expect you failed your team. He's like, no, actually. No, never mind. And then he teleports to the Hokage's office, and he's like, Hokage-sama. That's what he calls him, because it's higher up. He says, Naruto considers Danzo as a father. And here's him was shocked. But he kept a calm expression face, and he's like, how do you think of this? As he said, he wants to run the route like his father, but better for the route members. As he's like, well, I will send some scouts at the route base, and we'll see. After the test, they'll reach it there, but they'll be stopped by the ice user. Then the test begins, and Everyone disappears other than Naruto. Sorry I said it like that. And then he's like, wind style, wind bullets! And he shoots them really fast. 3 actually hit him. And they hit his shoulder, his arm vital points. So he hits right in the, he hits the arm vital points. So now he can't use ninjutsu, and he hits, him in the leg. But not as powerful as the rest, because this one was weaker chakra. And so he falls back, and he's like, he can't use any jutsus. And then he pops the medical heal, and the Naruto's just like, oh, I see. He knows basic ninjutsu. As then, Kakashi knows how to open 3 gates. But he's not going to do it on Genin. As in, Naruto is only using taijutsu. He's not showing off any of his ninjutsu other than wind bullets. He's not showing off any of his ninjutsu from now on. As then, Naruto goes and he activates his Byakugan, which no one can see other than Kakashi because he showed his Sharingan. And he's like, this is like my guy speed. He's dodging it pretty easily until Naruto gets one lucky shot off at his stomach, the middle of the chakra points. As Kakashi spits up blood, and Naruto just takes the bells and heals him. And then Kakashi's like, good, Naruto, now what will you do? He throws them to Sasuke and Sakura, and they were surprised to know their location. As then he's like, you'll pass, with an eye smile. And then Sasuke is like, that loser. As then he deactivates back on so no of them can see. As then he's the last one there. All of them already left for privacy reasons. And so they left, and then Kakashi is like, Hiruzen, he has a Byakugan. And Hiruzen's like, what? But did they pass? And he said Naruto did by himself. He knows one jutsu from what I can tell, and he has excellent taijutsu, just like my guy. And so Hiruzen's like, I better take note of this. As Naruto just goes up, and he goes back to his root, Anbu. Now, his root, Anbu, inform him, bringing out 2 bloody Anbu members from the Hokages. And then Naruto's like, I see. Do we have some spies on us? As they're like, no spies. And then he's like, I think you're lying. So and he has a shirt covering his chest because he doesn't like that. And so Naruto's just like, he opens, he shoves a Chidori right through them, killing them. They only had 2 because he didn't think he would be that powerful. Sorry for that, I just need some water. I've been talking for like 44 minutes. As in, Naruto is like, good, now throw their bodies. Because they're extremely fast to train with Naruto. As in, then Naruto goes, and then they teleport at the Hokage's office, drops the 2 bodies before he could even tell. But he did see some Anbu masks before he could, and then 2 bodies laid there, and it was the Anbu that he sent. He's like, now I have to call emergency council meeting. As Naruto would be representing one of the elders, because the two elders thought it would be a good idea. No, actually, no. As in, they say, we need a council meeting talking about Naruto. They're like, what does he have to do with anything? And he's like, Anbu, go fetch Naruto. As they say, they come to the front gates of the route and they ask to see Naruto. As in, Naruto says, let them in. As they get let in, and then he's like, what for? The Hokage has summoned you. And then he teleports away, and then the Anbu kicks him out, saying, go back to your Hokage. As they do, as Naruto's right in front of the chair, and he's like, Naruto, how you doing? He doesn't speak to the Hokage. He says, what do you want, Hiruzen? As Hiruzen sees this, but he just shrugs it off his shoulder and saying, my Anbu were picked up dead after saying them to spine at you. Have anything to do with that? And then Naruto's like, no, with a blank face expression. And then he's like, okay, as the Shikamaru's father, I can't remember the name, tell me down in the comments, says, he could tell he's lying. Civilian councils, this is not a matter for you. You can leave. And it's also not for the advisors. And so they leave. But they're like, oh, I want to see what's going to happen. As then the Shinobi Council was left. And he's like, okay, why do you want me to stay here and talk to you? As then, Hiruzen's like, I want the complete truth. Did you kill my Anbu members? And he's like, no. And he says, are you in charge of the organization called the Root? Now, everyone's surprised to hear this, because they don't know what the Root is, other than Shikamaru's father and the Kakashi sitting right next to the Hokage for, to just prove his statements. As Naruto's like, he said, do you have control over the Root? And Naruto's like, yes, it was my father's, and now he passed it on to me. And Hiruzen's like, your father? Why do you consider Danzo as your father? I know he's not biologically my father, but he was there for me. He was kind to me. As this shocked all of them. But Kakashi was like, he's not lying. As Shikamaru's father, yeah, he's not lying. As Ino's father was suggesting he go in his mind. And then Naruto went behind the Hokage, saying, don't let him in my mind or he will die. By my Anbu. And this Hiruzen still has a blank face saying, no, do not pry in his mind. And so, Inoichi's just like, fine. And he just lets it go. He's like, is that it? And he's like, do you have any other Kenkai Genkais while you were with Danzo? He's like, no. And then Shikamaru's father and Kakashi say at the exact same time that was a lie. He was trying to hide it, but he wasn't trying to hide it as good for him to get a laugh out of it. As he's like, tell me the truth, Naruto. And he's like, no, I have other important business to attend to. As he's walking out, and Hiruzen's like, I'm the Hokage, you are going to tell me. And he's like, okay, force your Anbu to come after me. As Hiruzen just sits there with an angry expression, but he can't do that because he has zombies surrounding him. As then he's like, fine, you're able to leave. As Naruto just goes into a puddle of water. This surprises them, but they don't run over. He just slides on the door, slides over the people with the water, and then he just pops right behind them as going away. Now, I'm going to say the Hokage, when actually Kisame came in with his Samahade sword, as he never got taught Kenjutsu, but when Kisame came and he went in his root Anbu were ready. Danzo pulled out his Sharingan eye, because this is when Danzo was alive, and he said, give me that sword, Samahade. The Shisui's Mangekyo, and he tells him it cannot be wielded by anyone. And then he's like, fine. And then he tells his son to come and sorry. And then Kisame's like, this boy you're giving Samahade to? He's like, yes, give him Samahade. And then he's taught Kenjutsu by Kisame, and then Samahade grows a liking to his chakra because he does have pretty powerful chakra. As he has Kisame's sword, just Samahade on his back. And then after all that, he trains in Kenjutsu, and he knows a lot of Kenjutsus. He just didn't need it for the fight. But yeah, he just didn't need it for the fight because he was using his Bakugan. Now, the sword is only for dire situations. Like, if he has running low in chakra and he has to deactivate his dojutsu, he uses Kisa's sword. And he actually doesn't like using the Bakugan at all. He just reminds him of the Prideful Clan. You're like, well, this is also for the Uchihas too, right? And he's like, he actually looked up to one person of the Uchihas, and that was Madara. That's why he likes using the Sharingans. As then, he just walks away. As you're saying, wow, this is overpowered. No one can face him. And actually, I'm going to make Haku and Zabuza actually match up to him, but they have to be together. But they have these Sharingans implanted into them. Only one eye. Like Kakashi. So, and then Kakashi knows that, so, there's going to be OP people. And I think I'm going to leave it off here. I hope you enjoyed, and